This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Union Cabinet decisions. The participants are Shekhar, Iyer, political analyst, and Rajesh Laikh, anchor.
The Union Cabinet, chaired by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, gave approval to three major projects. We start our discussion with Shekhar Iyer on approval of the construction of Varanasi Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay multi-tracking, including a new railway road bridge across Ganga River. What is the importance of this Varanasi and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay multi-tracking and the building of the bridge over Ganga River?
Rajesh, this is one of the most important and I would call it a crucial link between northern states and eastern states. And this particular section, that is Varanasi Pandit Deen Upadhyay junction route, that is Varanasi Mughalsarai route, is one of the busiest, and also in terms of passenger and freight traffic, it faces heavy congestion. And because it transports goods like coal, cement and food grains, and with the growing importance of Varanasi since 2014, when Prime Minister chose it as his home constituency, so there has been several developments in the region which requires that infrastructure facilities will have to be upgraded. And we have seen that there has been several terms of developments in terms of highway constructions. Bypass roads have been built in the last 10 years. Now the attention is being given to the railway network there. Now the idea is to have a second bridge over the Ganga in this route, so that this route will be fully electrified and will cater to at least not only in that region, but also in terms of socio-economic development of two districts which are covered in this section. One is the Varanasi district and other is the Chandauli district. And in terms of actual addition of length in kilometers, this may be only 30 kilometers. But considering the volume of traffic on these routes, it is going to be a very big boost. And this project is slated to be completed in 4 years. But the most important part is this is going to be a big trigger for creation of job opportunities, and not just in terms of actual jobs, but also in terms of self-employment. That is why this is part of the Prime Minister's vision for New India, which will give a comprehensive development. And the whole idea is this government has been giving a lot of emphasis for infrastructure development. So they have been choosing those bottleneck areas which requires upgrade in terms of additional railway lines. For instance, this section is now going to see, that is Varanasi Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay junction route will see the addition of a third line and fourth line. Normally you have an up line and a down line. This is going to be two more additional lines, and the whole emphasis you have seen the Prime Minister says is scale and speed, so that things are completed far ahead of schedule. Though a 4-year time period has been kept, it is likely, as the Railway Minister has said it, that this is going to be completed in advance. So that is a very important vision there. And also railways have a commitment in terms of climate control, as assurance given by Prime Minister at the last climate conference which was held in Paris, that railways will reduce their emissions, because railways are considered to be one of the biggest polluting sectors. But by going for more electrification, for better efficient freight cars and passenger cars or trains or coaches, you can see that the railways will be bringing down their emission level. And that bringing down of the emission level because of this project, because of, as I said, this is a very important sector. It connects North India with Eastern India. This is the main route. It's a trunk route. So with these additional lines, because of faster and efficient movement of freight traffic and passenger traffic on over rails, in terms of environment or emission control, the government calculation is equivalent of plantation of 6 crore trees. I mean, just to give us an idea how much of carbon dioxide emission will be brought down.
This project actually is a result of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for multimodal connectivity, which has been possible through integrated planning and will provide seamless connectivity for movement of people, goods and services. And not to forget that this project will provide connectivity, facilitate ease of travel, minimize logistics cost, reduce oil imports, and, as you said, lower CO2 emissions as well. Let's hear what the Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw have to say.
एक नया ब्रिज बनाए, जिस ब्रिज में नीचे वाले डेक पे 4 रेलवे लाइन होंगी और ऊपर वाले डेक में 6 लेन का हाईवे होगा। ये वर्ल्ड में ट्रांसपोर्ट कैपेसिटी में वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट ब्रिजेस में काउंट होगा कि हमारा एंटायर ईस्ट और नॉर्थ, ईस्ट और वेस्ट, इन दोनों को जोड़ने का ये एक बहुत बड़ा कॉरिडोर है। गंगा जी पर ये ब्रिज अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा एक मेजर लैंडमार्क है। इस ब्रिज को कंस्ट्रक्ट करने में 2642 करोड़ रुपीस का इन्वेस्टमेंट लगेगा, करीब 4 साल का टाइम लगेगा।
Shekhar, let's come to second project, which is in line with what the cabinet has approved, and this refers to the minimum support price for rabi crops for marketing seasons 2025-26, and the CCEA, chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, has approved the increase in the minimum support price MSP for all mandated rabi crops for this marketing season. What's your opinion on this?
Well, Rajesh ji, this is a very important decision coming right at the beginning of the season. And the whole idea is farmers are being incentivized to diversify. If you look at increases in MSP, there is a 300 rupee per quintal increase for the case of rapeseed and mustard, which is a very important decision. And followed by chana, which is for the pulses, you can see there is a hike of 210 rupees per quintal. So this is whole idea is, of course, wheat has also gone up by 150 rupees per quintal. But the government has been focusing on how to encourage farmers to shift from cereals to pulses, because pulses are cash crop and there is a huge demand. And though the farmers have been previously, tuned to produce more of wheat and rice because of regular procurement, but the government is keen for various reasons, including the dip in the water level or the water table, as they say, resulting in, the depletion in soil because of constantly bringing more and more areas under wheat and rice. So the government is encouraging farmers by giving this remunerative prices for farmers, particularly of cash crops. So that's why you can see that the farmers are being encouraged to go for chana, they are being encouraged to go for rapeseed, and then for mustard, sarson. Now mustard is widely grown in many states in northern India, particularly Rajasthan, Haryana, and even Madhya Pradesh. Similarly, chana is also very widely grown, and there is a huge demand. You see, in the case of pulses, there is such a huge demand. Sometimes the government has to even go in for strategic imports so that there is enough buffer stock so that the prices are stabilized. So by encouraging farmers this season to go in for this, the whole idea is, as I said, farmers will have to be assured that they are going to get price which takes care of their not only production cost, a little more. See, generally, the farmers have felt their production cost, over a period has been very high. And that is why you can see that today the cost of production is calculated taking into account the hands that are involved on the field, and also the hired human labor, bullock labor or machine labor, rent paid for leased land, or other expenses that are incurred for various inputs like whether seeds, fertilizers, manures, and irrigation charges. Then also for depreciation has to be taken into account because various diesel, electricity for operation on pump set, etc., etc. This is all calculated, and family labor, because most often what we see is the entire family of the farmer is involved in working on the field during the season. So taking it all this account, in line with the decision taken since 2018-19 union budget, that the MSP will always be at least 1.5 times the all India, weighted average of cost of production. So that calculation has been done. So the expected margin this time is 105% of wheat, followed by 98% for rapeseed and mustard, and 89% for lentil. This is a calculation that has gone in. Farmers are very happy with the government decision. You can see the reactions coming from states like Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and other places, because they feel that their labor will not go waste and the cost of production is taken care of. But at the same time, government is very keen. More and more farmers shift to cash crops. More and more farmers shift from paddy wheat cycle to pulses and other cash crops.
So let's hear what the minister has to say about the increase in the MSP prices.
रबी मार्केटिंग सीजन के लिए एमएसपी अप्रूव हुआ है दैट द प्राइस शुड बी एटलीस्ट 50% अबव द कॉस्ट। वो सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर होता है। उस आधार पे जो 6 रबी क्रॉप्स हैं, गेहूं के लिए 150 रुपए बढ़ाया गया है, बार्ले यानी जौ के लिए 130 रुपए बढ़ाया गया है, ग्राम यानी चने के लिए 210 रुपए बढ़ाया गया है, मसूर के लिए 275 रुपीज बढ़ाया गया है और सरसों के लिए 300 रुपए की बढ़ोतरी की गई है और सैफ्लावर यानी कुसुम उसके लिए 140 रुपीज बढ़ोतरी की गई है।
Shekhar ji, apart from the MSP for Rabi, there has been other decisions also taken. Would you like to elaborate on them?
Well, other important decision is ahead of the festive season. They have announced additional installment of 3% DNS allowance to central government employees. Deepavali approaching, the cabinet has approved this additional thing with effect from July 1st, which is over the existing 50% basic pay or pension, as in the case of pensioners, to compensate for inflation. So good news for all the central government employees as well as pensioners. This is going to benefit about 49.18 lakh central government employees and 64.89 pensioners. Rajesh ji.
This is a big boost for the current employees and the pensioners, and also to the farming community, the decision that has been taken to increase the Rabi prices, MSP. And also, this is in line with the Prime Minister Shri Modi's vision for a new India, which will make people of the region Atmanirbhar by way of comprehensive development in the area, which will enhance their employment opportunities. I'm talking about the decision that's been taken, have New Line, the Varanasi Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, and also including a new railway road bridge across Ganga River, which we discussed in detail. And as you said, the project will also generate direct employment of about 10 lakh human days during construction, and that again is something which is going to bring employability and give a big boost to the people of the state. What's your comment?
Of course, you are absolutely right, because there are two purposes when it comes to infrastructure development. One purpose is the country gears up for the future needs by investing today on world-class infrastructure that should serve it for the next 20-25 years. Because when we are talking of Viksit Bharat by 2047, whichever areas that need upgradation, they are being upgraded, whether it is new highways, whether it is new roadways, or it is even state roads or village roads, all these are being taken care of. At the same time, there is a lot of focus on railways, which carry record freight year after year, and also passenger traffic. At the same time, other sectors of transport, including civil aviation sector, has been also receiving a big boost by way of new green airports. Already 2 airports we are going to see next year. One is the Johor Airport, which is the Noida International Airport, which is going to come up early next year. Similarly, Navi Mumbai Airport, which is coming up again next year. In fact, already we have had a first test run in the case of test landing rather, in the case of Navi Mumbai. So the Prime Minister's vision that when you develop infrastructure, particularly transport infrastructure, it opens up the hinterland for faster growth. That is how growth has happened in most countries with development of infrastructure, particularly connectivity has improved. When the connectivity improves, it attracts more and more capital, and attraction of more and more capital leads to creation of units which again spur job opportunities. Job opportunity in terms of direct employment as well as self-employment.
Absolutely
More and more
correct.
youth are acquiring skills which will give them an opportunity for self-employment. Rajesh.
Absolutely correct. This is taking India to Viksit Bharat, and the Agriculture Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan has also thanked the Prime Minister for approving the minimum support prices for Rabi crops for marketing seasons 2025-26. Let's hear what he has to say. On that note, Shekhar, Iyer, we thank you for being with Akashvani.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Union Cabinet decisions. The participants were Shekhar Iyer, political analyst, and Rajesh Laikh, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsttalks@gmail.com.